Hey everyone, it's Samantha with A Wealthy Hairstylist, and today I'm going to show you behind the scenes of my client's install. She is going to get one row to help with fullness.
All right, break room talks, here we go. So you guys just saw the video of her before. So my client's getting all new hair today. We're gonna do one row of 18-inch, which is basically gonna fill in her current natural length. Her natural hair is long, but just fine. So the one row is gonna give her fullness to that. So let's talk client's formula first. So after discussing with the client, she was pretty happy with her current root color. So I think let's refresh that. The last couple times we have been lightening up her roots. So we're gonna do 30 mLs of 20 volume. I always take thorough notes so that way I can look back, and if we overmixed or didn't mix enough, I always make notes about that. So roots, we were doing 20 volume, we were doing 25 mLs of 6NN, and we had 5 mLs of 6GB. She's fine with the warmth. The GB is like a golden beige, but in Goldwell, it's definitely more, it has a nice reflect to it, so it's not just like this ashy matte brown root. She likes the warmth, and I think it's really pretty on her skin tone too. So Lisha is mixing up the formula, and we're getting everything weighed. Okay, so, and then we're gonna weave her. So, let's see, I think we're gonna just do bleach and 10 volume because I'm gonna move pretty fast. I'm a fast boiler, so we're just gonna get those foils in. Let's just stick with 10. Tone wise, we will figure out the toner once we get her washed at the bowl. I like to kind of see how well she lifts, and if she lifts too blonde, then we need to add more warmth. And then if obviously she doesn't lift enough, then we need to do a controlling factor for that. So we'll start with the bleach and 10. Wefts. Okay, so for her new hair, we decided for one row, 18-inch, we're gonna do 3 number 6s and 2 bollies. The number 6s are perfect. It is the exact color we need. It actually blends perfectly. It doesn't even need to be rooted at all. It's perfection. So we're just gonna wash, blow dry those. The bollies need to be rooted. So we're gonna do 7N. I think 7. I don't want to do anything too dark because her hair is fine, and sometimes if clients have more finer hair, if the roots of the wefts are too dark, you can actually see through the client's hair and see the darker root of the weft. So darker roots and the root melts are great, but a lot of it depends on your client's density of hair. So that is always something to factor in when coloring extensions. So the bollies, let's just, you want to wash them and then we'll root them. So the color will take a little bit better. Okay. Let's just give them a quick wash. We'll do 7N, and then we're going to tone the bollies. The highlight of the blondie is too blonde for her. So she definitely wants it more blended. She's a blendy girl, very natural, wants to look kissed by the sun. Nothing like a bold pop of brightness around the face. She wants like that subtle like kiss of a highlight that's going to blend in with her level 6 brunette color. I think let's do that. We're gonna do 8WG because we want a bunch of warmth, and 7G on the extensions. So we're gonna do a 2-to-1 ratio of the toner. So 2 parts 8WG, 1 part 7G, and that's gonna be glossed all over the bollies. And placement wise, we want the brightness. So the 2 blondes, the 2 bollies will go on the corners, and then the brunettes will be folded around with a brunette on top to blend well with her own natural veil of her natural hair falling over the extensions.
So with my client's hair, I definitely wanted to add some dimension. I didn't want anything to be too crazy bold of a pop, so I'm lightly weaving very, very fine pieces to help create dimension throughout her hair. So as you can see, I've started on one side, I did a few little pieces in her fringe, and I'm slowly working my way up to the top. I am coming at an angle to do what some might call the herringbone technique, and this will create like a subtle pop of brightness under the veil of her hair, rather than foiling, I should say horizontally, continuing up. I'm coming at an angle, so this will allow for more depth in between. And then in the back, I am picking up large sections. As you can see, she is all dark. We have not highlighted her in a very, very long time. And so since we are getting new hair today and the new wefts will have some lighter pieces of dimension, I wanted to replicate the same throughout her hair. So just picking up little weaves. As you can see, this is a very large foil, so I'm getting the whole entire back of her head. And I'm gonna slowly work my way up. And these are her wefts processing. I did shades 7N on her lighter dimensional wefts, and we did a big root drag. And once the wefts are done being toned at the roots, we are washing them, and then we will go through and gloss the highlights. I wanted to create a really nice golden warmth in her extensions. This brand of hair tends to come a little bit cooler based, so putting in the warmth is necessary. And her wefts were toned with 8WG and 7G, and it was 2 parts 8WG to 7G to help fill and create that golden tone. So as you can see, the wefts are slowly processing and that warmth is filling in on the lighter pieces, and we let that sit for 15 minutes. I love watching the wefts process and to see them change. So normally we would either keep them in the bowl or set them on a tray within a towel to let them process. And this is the weft completely dry. So you can see the dimensional weft, that bright blonde is now filled to a beautiful, soft, kind of golden, buttery blonde. And now let's move on to installing my client's extensions. So like I said before, we are just doing 1 row to add fullness to my client's hair. Section size is key because of my client's density. So I make sure that there is no tension within the bead and her scalp. I'm removing any tiny little crosshair that could possibly happen along the way with my beadwork. And within laying the hair, we decided to lay 1 darker weft in the back first, and I'll have the brighter corners around her face, followed by a dark sandwich on top. And this is her end results. So gorgeous. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe for all behind the scenes hair and business beauty tips.